Jersey Joe on the radio. We're streaming through this Tuesday on Facebook and on YouTube, 927 on AM 970 The Answer. Around the country on AM970TheAnswer.com. I'm just brushing the topics off the back of my neck. I said, thank you, Matt. Matt Sambola goes, oh, Joe, makeup on your neck. Yeah, you know what? If I looked like a handsome young guy like you, Matt Sambola, I wouldn't need all this makeup and dusting and everything else. Hey, let me go to a serious subject here. This helicopter crash yesterday, my gosh, everybody's talking about it all around the country. We were so lucky. And I have a friend who's a great, great pilot, Rich Rofe. He's a private pilot and aviation analyst. And Rich, welcome to the show, man. I love you, man, and thanks for joining us this morning, my friend.
Hi, Joe. Sure, anytime.
So, Rich, tell us about, I know you know Rich Kimball, who I spoke with Rich, by the way. He's with the president, by the way, down in Washington as we speak. You know, he's the guy that rides that big Trump helicopter. You see that big Trump on the side? That's Rich and pilot. He pilots all the Trump family around in that. And David Windmiller, your buddy, Rich, that you got me to take from out in West Jersey. That was so cool. And Rich,
Windmill is one of the greatest pilots I know, actually.
He really, and I tell you, you're pretty darn good yourself, man. Taking me with the plane with the parachute on it, and I was with Mo. Wasn't it with Mo? Mo's like 6'5", and she fit in that plane great, man. That was great. But tell us, what do you think? What's your take on what happened with this tragedy yesterday, Rich?
Well, there's so many questions still out there, obviously, Joe. We don't know all the answers yet. It was, first of all, tragic, and I hate, coming on to talk about this kind of a topic.
Understood, sure. Yep.
Stuff happens. First of all, you had some weather, real, foggy, bad weather yesterday. I'm not exactly sure, and I don't want to cast aspersions on anyone. I don't know why decisions were made. You're not there. You really don't know until the FAA and the NTSB come in and do all the investigations, which they will do, and they're great at it, and they do it thoroughly. You don't really know the reasons for certain things, but you can guess, obviously. These things do happen in weather sometimes. I don't see a lot of helicopters flying yesterday at that hour, to be honest. That was unusual. So it could be a weather-related thing. It also could have been a medical thing. There is such thing as a heart attack and things like that, when you're out there by yourself. Don't doubt it, but it could be. It could be a mechanical thing. Things do happen. This is a great machine. It was a 109 Augusta helicopter, so it's a very, stable twin-engine, 8-passenger, sophisticated helicopter. He wasn't flying a 2-seat, single-engine plane there. So I don't know if it was mechanical, and nobody does yet. But I do know it was pretty bad weather, and usually you don't see helicopters flying in those conditions.
So tell us about IFR and VFR that we were chatting about last night on the phone, Rich, if you would.
Yeah, very simply, VFR is visual flight rules, and it means that you can have, visual contact with the ground. You can see certain distances in the sky as well. And IFR is instrument flight rules, meaning you are restricted to using your instrumentation. Just like, if you've been on a commercial airline and you're flying in, bad weather or, pitch black skies with clouds, it's not a problem because the instruments are what pilots are trained to use, and the instruments today are super sophisticated. I have them in my plane. Not all planes have them, and not all planes are IFR certified. This particular helicopter happened to be IFR certified, so you can fly in those conditions. Now, from what I've read, and I don't know everything yet, again, we don't know everything yet, he wasn't on an IFR flight plan, which I want to find out why not, if that's true. And that will come out, I think, shortly, meaning he wasn't on with ATC. And the other odd thing is that he flew into a TFR. And as you well know, Trump Tower is a TFR area, a temporary flight restriction area, since 2017. And it's going to be one for either another year and a half or another 6.5 years. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
So you have this TFR area where you're really not supposed to be flying unless you're cleared through with ATC. And my gut is that he went into that area to get on top of that building to save lives, because if he was going to go down, in the streets, obviously not a good thing.
Yeah, so we were talking about, so if he takes off from 34th Street, Rich, and then it kind of goes up, and Linden is like just south of that, just right across the river virtually. So how does he end up in the middle of Manhattan? Could the wind blow a chopper back like that? Could that happen?
No, I don't think so. That leads me to believe some kind of spatial disorientation, again, which happens if you're flying in complete, blocked out visibility, clouds, things of that nature, where you literally can lose your direction, not know left from right, up from down. It does happen if you're not using the instruments, or they're not available to you, or you're not instrument rated, or you're not using them properly. That can happen. Really unusual. And I've read conflicting reports. One said he took off from the east side, one said from the west side. I don't know what they've confirmed yet. But it doesn't make a ton of sense. That's where the big confusion for me comes in as to, why.
Yeah, and Rich Rofe, if like David Windmill, if you're like an elite stunt pilot like David is, but if you're just a regular pilot and you're doing these helicopter trips, shouldn't they be restricted flying over Manhattan at all?
Well, first of all, there are restrictions, and you do have to go in certain corridors and stuff of that nature. But Joe, I hate when they immediately go for the restrictions and the
I got you.
Canceling of flights and the non-essential and all that kind of stuff. Because at the end of the day, there is inherent risk in everything we do, right? If they had a TV station just dedicated to fatal car crashes, it would be full 24/7.
Yeah.
The reason these things are so newsworthy is because, one, they're very, very rare, and two, because thousands of flights a day, right? And you hear about this stuff once in a while, about thousands of days and thousands of flights. And the other thing is that it's sensational because it's coming out of the sky, versus on the ground. But if a guy has a heart attack driving an 18-wheeler down the city of Manhattan Street and plows into people, it would be just as hard, worse.
Yeah.
This guy actually put this thing down on a building and did no damage to anyone but himself, unfortunately.
Yeah, Rich Rofe is an aviator, a specialist, and a great pilot. That plane you have is great. What's that? Can you tell us the name of the plane that you have?
I have two planes, but the one that you know about is a Cirrus SR-22, which is the most popular single-engine aircraft in the country. It has been for quite a long time. And it's really super sophisticated. It's got a lot of amazing equipment in it, and it has that parachute that you know about. So
I love that.
It's a great feature.
I love that. Yeah, Rich, can you, before we let you go, Rich, and you're a personal friend, and I hate to lean on you like this, but I am. You have a Frank Sinatra story. We're just talking about the old man. Is that true? What you just you texted me a while ago?
Oh yeah. I mean, this is just so random, but I thought about it when I was listening to you talking about Frank.
Yeah.
My dad, who is about 86 now, used to be a teletypist. He would send basically pre-fax, pre-internet, pre-all that stuff. Back in the day when he was a kid, he would work at the Waldorf Astoria, and he would send teletypes for anyone who wants to get a wire to another country.
A
so,
telegram or something.
If you didn't want to mail a letter that would take 3 weeks, you could go and send to Western Union, and you'd pay by the letter. So one day he's standing at his booth in the Waldorf lobby.
Yeah.
He's about 18 years old. And Frank comes in with a pack of guys, not the Rat Pack, because I asked him that, but just a pack of guys with him.
Yeah.
And he hands my dad a 3-page, which is very expensive in those days, handwritten letter to Ava Gardner, who was filming a movie, I think, somewhere in Africa at the time, somewhere overseas.
Yeah.
And my dad, being the nice guy that he is, offers Frank, if you send this 24-hour service, it's only $7. But if you send it, immediately, it's going to cost you 10 times that. Yeah. And Frank's like, I don't give a crap about the money.
Send it now, kid. Send it now.
Sends it, he takes his time, he sends it.
Wow.
But what my dad does now is what kills me is he takes a letter like all of them and he throws it in the garbage.
Oh, Lord.
I got a handwritten letter from Frank to Ava Gardner. And I said, Dad, that would have been the greatest piece of memorabilia you could ever have in your life.
That's a great story, Rich. Oh, my God. Does he remember what was in the letter, though? Does he tell you from memory?
I'm going to ask him all the details, and next time I talk to you, I'll tell you the whole thing.
Rich, thanks for your expertise. Listen, thanks for that. And then maybe I'll see you at the David Cohn event coming up, which we'll talk. Maybe you come back. We'll talk about that as we get close.
I hope so. That'd be terrific.
Thank you for your expertise, Rich Rofe, and love to the family, my friend. Thank you so much.
Somebody.
All right, Rich, thanks a million. Episcopal in the morning. It's at 9:37 right now. Hey, Gina Biancardi.